Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Daily Easy English Talk. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. Thanks for joining us.
So today we're diving into something, something we all talk about, right? Weekends.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to show you how to talk about your weekend, naturally, like a native speaker would.
Right. We've looked at how people chat about what they did, whether it was like super busy or maybe really quiet.
And our mission today, basically, is to give you some key phrases and also just a feel for how these conversations actually, how they sound.
Okay, so let's get into it. Think about Monday morning. You're at work, maybe grabbing coffee.
Or just catching up with a friend later in the week. That first question is often, how was your weekend?
Totally. And knowing a few good phrases makes it, just smoother, more natural,
It's not just the words, is it? It's also about connecting, sharing a little bit.
What's interesting, I think, is how little detail you sometimes need.
Right. Native speakers can be quite economical.
Yeah.
You don't always need the full story.
Sometimes one simple phrase just nails it. So let's start with 5 useful ones we've noticed crop up again and again.
Okay.
First one. Perfect for those times you just needed to recharge. It's, I just stayed in and relaxed.
Ah, yeah. A classic. Really good for those weekends where, maybe you didn't do much, watch some TV, read a book.
Exactly. You might hear someone say, nothing much, I just stayed in and relaxed. And that's it. It's a full answer.
Yeah, it doesn't really invite loads of questions unless you, want to add more detail yourself.
And culturally, that's okay, right? It's fine to just rest.
Totally fine. Downtime is valued. You don't always have to have had some, amazing adventure.
Okay, phrase number 2. This one's about being social.
Okay.
I hung out with friends.
Yeah, hung out. It's so versatile, isn't it? Really common, really casual.
It just means you spent time with friends. Doesn't really matter what you did specifically.
Right. You can say, oh, I hung out with friends and grabbed some pizza, or just I hung out with friends. The main thing is the social part.
And that phrase, hung out itself, it feels informal, relaxed.
Definitely. Like unstructured time, just enjoying being with people. It's a good one for casual chat.
But sometimes weekends are the opposite of relaxing.
Oh, yeah. Definitely know those.
So that brings us to phrase 3. I had a lot to do.
The busy weekend phrase. Good for explaining why you might look a bit frazzled on Monday.
Exactly. You might say, it was busy, I had a lot to do around the house. I had a lot to do.
And it works because it's a bit vague, isn't it?
Yeah.
It signals you were busy, but you don't have to list, laundry, shopping, cleaning.
Right. Everyone gets it. We all have those weekends sometime.
Okay, what's next?
Well, what if you actually managed to get away? Even just for a bit.
Change of scenery.
Yep. Phrase 4 is, I went on a short trip.
Nice. And short trip is handy because it covers, quite a lot. It could be a day trip, could be the whole weekend somewhere nearby.
Totally. You could say, I went on a short trip to the coast or to the mountains.
It signals you did something out of the ordinary routine. But again, not too much detail unless someone asks for more.
Opens the door, if you want to share more about it.
Right. Okay, one more.
Last one for this section, phrase 5. This is super common for describing a laid-back weekend.
Okay.
It was pretty chill.
Chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, very casual. Very common, especially maybe with younger speakers or friends.
Yeah, definitely among friends. It just means relaxed, easygoing, nothing much happened. You might hear, didn't do much, it was pretty chill.
It's a good example of that informal language building connection, That's a relaxed tone.
Exactly. So those are 5 really common phrases you'll hear.
Good ones to have in your back pocket.
Definitely. Now, let's hear how these actually sound in quick conversations. We'll do a few short role plays.
Okay, let's try it.
Dialogue 1. Monday morning at the office. Ready?
Yep. You start.
Hey, how was your weekend?
Pretty quiet. I just stayed in and relaxed. You?
Oh, that sounds nice. I actually visited some family out of town.
Okay, dialogue 2. Catching up with a friend. My turn to start.
Sure.
What do you do this weekend? Anything exciting?
I hung out with a few friends at a new cafe that opened up. It was really good, actually.
Oh, I'll have to check it out sometime.
Dialogue 3. Noticing someone looks tired. I'll start this one.
Go for it.
You seem a bit tired today. Busy weekend.
Yeah, I had a lot to do. All those little things that pile up, like fixing that leaky faucet, finally, and mountains of laundry.
Ugh. I know those weekends. Tell me about it.
All right. Dialogue 4. Talking about travel. My turn.
Okay.
How was your weekend? Did you get up to anything interesting?
It was great. I went on a short trip to a nearby lake. The weather was perfect for hiking, too.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Nice one.
And last one, dialogue 5. A very relaxed weekend. My turn again.
Yeah.
Did you do anything special this weekend?
Nope. It was pretty chill. Just watched some movies and took it easy at home. How about you?
See? They just slot right in, don't they?
Yeah, very natural. And notice how often there's that little follow-up question. Like, you, or how about you?
Right. Keeps the conversation going. Shows you're actually interested.
Definitely key.
Okay, so you've heard the phrases, you've heard them in action. Now let's think about making your own weekend chat even better, more natural.
Yeah, some extra tips. Good idea.
One thing that really helps, I think, is adding a feeling.
Oh, yeah. Like how?
Well, if you hung out with friends, maybe add, "It was so much fun."
Right. Or if you had a lot to do, you could say, yeah, I was exhausted by Sunday night.
Exactly. That little bit of emotion makes it more, engaging, more real.
Good tip. What else?
Always remember to ask back.
The how about you moment. Crucial.
It really is. It turns it from just like stating a fact into an actual conversation, give and take.
Fundamental stuff for small talk, really.
And finally, don't feel like you have to have had an amazing action-packed weekend.
Right. Be honest. If you just relaxed, that's totally fine.
Yeah, just say it casually. Not much, just had a really quiet weekend. It's perfectly okay. Often the best way.
Honesty and simplicity. Good advice for these kinds of chats.
Exactly. Remember, it's all about keeping the conversation flowing naturally, connecting a little bit.
So today we learned 5 simple ways to talk about your weekend in English.
Yep, saw how they work in conversations, gave a few extra tips too.
And now, hopefully you're feeling a bit more ready for that Monday morning small talk.
Or just chatting with friends anytime.
Next time, we'll be looking into something else useful, how to ask, what does that mean?
But, in a polite and natural way when you don't understand something.
Ooh, that's a good one. So, don't forget to subscribe to Daily Easy English Talk so you don't miss our next show.
Yeah, please do. And share it with your friends if you found it helpful.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye-bye.